I do not care about the plot whatsoever. All I need to know is somebody's a bad guy, I'ma slice it. So I played Metal Gear Rising Revengeance DLC a couple of days ago. And let me tell you, this was the most annoying experience a person could ever experience in their lifetime. So to give y'all a backstory, growing up, I played Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on the PS3. And boy, let me tell you, that game was heat. I mean, I was slicing up people, picking up heavy ass robots like it was nothing, even though I played it on easy. But one thing I've never played was the DLC actually. So when I revisited the main story on hard, by the way, I thought, why not play the DLC on hard too? This was the worst mistake of my life. There was many issues I had with these DLCs, ranging from not being able to stealthily kill an enemy in a stealth portion of a game to giving me the worst boss fight I've ever experienced in my goddamn life. And I fought against Malenia in Elden Ring, and I would say she's a way better boss fight than this boss that I'm talking about. Even though I haven't forgotten about that whack ass Bankai move she got that would end up killing me with one hit, and that dumbass healing factor. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, that boss that I'm mysteriously going to keep secret until halfway through the video. So another thing I have to talk about too before we get straight into this video, I did not pay attention to a single detail of the plot whatsoever. Even when I replayed it, most of the plot I remember is just slicing up bosses and just killing them. You would think slicing up bosses and killing them would mean the same thing. Well, apparently not. I do not care about the plot whatsoever. All I need to know is somebody's a bad guy, I'ma slice it. So the DLC started with a VR mission, and the first thing I noticed was that Sam played very differently than Raiden. When I played as Raiden, I was moving very fluidly, like a ninja doing backflips and shit. But when I played as this man Sam, this man was moving stiff as fuck. I mean, my 90-year-old grandma can move better than that. Without the jokes out the way, I didn't really mind the stiff movement when compared to Raiden, because apparently Raiden's fighting style is supposed to be more like a ninja, while Sam's is more like a samurai. My sources for that? Reddit. Sam has 3 new mechanics that are different than Raiden's. The first one being the double jump, which is self-explanatory. The second one being the Bankai, which is a charge attack that releases a fury of slashes that I took like 10 tries to do. I'm gonna keep it pushing though. And the third one being the me personally, which is basically you taunting them till they get pissed off.
You fat, you stink, and you ugly, and you broke monkey.
And when they are pissed off at you, they will do more damage, but I do as well. This will be important later on. So we started this DLC in the 5th mission area in the main game, where we see Monsu and Senator Armstrong. Now, right here is where I would explain the story if my attention span wasn't so messed up, because in reality, all I could focus on was the Senator's big ass forehead. Golly. So my basic understanding of this DLC is Sam has a lot of street cred for taking down bad people, and we're going after the main villains of the first game, like the main game. So I guess that's the story. I don't pay attention enough, if I'm being completely honest. So the first time we see Sam, he's getting interrogated by these 2 police officers, which we all know how that ended out. So after the peaceful interrogation, I went into the sewer and I figured out the first flaw of this DLC. This man Sam cannot stealthily kill an enemy to save his fucking life. And it's so annoying, especially in that later parts. And I'm gonna show you why right here. Bro, Sam. So after that encounter, we went into the sewers again. Then we had to fight Wolf, which went pretty easily. Definitely did not get my ass handed to me for the first couple of times, because I didn't know how to play the mechanics. And even when I tried to use the rage, I still got my ass handed to me. But it still turned out right. Hey, remember how earlier in the video I said Sam can't stealth kill enemies while in the stealth portion of the game? Well, here it is. So when I first entered the room after defeating Wolf, and I picked up a barrel, and when I opened up the door, I see this no hands cow movie motherfucker pop his head out. So my first instinct was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna get spotted, right? But I said nah. So I hid in that barrel and snuck past him, right? So when I entered the room where he came from, there was 3 other people. And the reason I thought this was a stealth section was because I got my ass handed to me when I started fighting them, bro. After that, we just fought some enemies on an elevator. Then we got to the monsoon fight. Did I say Monsoon? I mean Metal Gear Ray. Now, the Metal Gear Ray fight was basically the same as Raiden's in the first part, but it was in a smaller container, which kind of made it difficult a little bit, but it wasn't that hard. Nothing I couldn't handle, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I even died to him. After that boss fight, we have another stealth portion that you couldn't even self-kill. And this one is a little bit more personal because those enemies was walking in a certain pattern that looked like they could have gotten killed. There was no sneaking around them, bro. Come on, dude. Like, I want y'all to explain that to the comments. I want to see a video of that too. After that encounter, I had like a couple other encounters, and I made it to this elevator, right? And so then our Senator Armstrong told us to go up to the roof for the final job interview. Yeah, I don't know why, but this man really just forced us to get a job for no damn reason, even though we was on our way to kill him. But as we make our way to the roof, this man made us kill everybody in the area. As soon as we get to the door to access the roof, this man gonna make us do a 360 and then kill a guard that has the access code because he locked it up. This shit pissed me off. This is what pissed me off about this game, bro. I'm even getting pissed off thinking about it. Like, why did you even do that? Like, so we made it on top of the roof, and this dude, basically, like I said earlier, he said it was a job interview and whatever. He was just explaining that to Sam because he was not getting that memo. But after the cutscene, this was the start of the worst experience I've ever had with this game, and most possibly my life. Boss fight started off pretty normal, you know. I attack him, he attacks me, I parry. Except he had this one grab move which didn't seem like a problem for now at least, until I hit the second phase. Now the second phase started off pretty much how his other second phase started in the main game, where he basically threw something at you and you had to slice it, right? I failed it apparently, even though I sliced through all of them. Whatever. So tell me why the first thing this man Armstrong does is charge at me with a whole ass dragon fist, bro. And I could not avoid it, bro. I couldn't avoid. There was nothing I could have done. And that wasn't even the worst part. So all of his attacks are basically the same, but it was like 10 times faster. And then he had another grab move, which for the life of me, you could not dodge. There was nothing you could have done to dodge it until you figured out how to invade, which the game did not tell you. You had to go into the moves menu in order to figure out how to invade, which was the most annoying shit I've ever done in my life. I had to figure it out on my own. I didn't have to look it up. So after I figured out how to invade, this was like the very start of the worst game mechanics I've ever experienced in a boss fight. So first thing he did was he started using that Dragon Fist move. Yeah, once you invade that move, he'll come back like a second time. And sometimes he come back 3 or even 4 times, maybe. And you remember that grab move I was telling you about earlier? Same thing too, except that once he's done with that first one, he can combo it into another grab move or a Dragon Fist. And remember that Dragon Fist too, he can still combo that. And the thing is, if you were
me personally,
it would be 10 times worse, bro. And I had to
me personally,
because his health bar would not go down unless he's enraged, and that made the boss fight 10 times harder. And I tell you, playing this on hard was the worst experience I've ever experienced in my life. I know I probably say experience a whole lot of times, I'm sorry, but still, this was the worst things I've ever went through in my life. And the only reason I won it was because I had good RNGs, bro. Apparently, when you did the grab move, you're supposed to dodge out the way, then like go into him. I could not do that mechanic for the life of me. I kept getting grabbed by that same thing. So after all that, this DLC ended with Sam accepting the job, right? That's cool. And y'all might be wondering, I haven't talked about the Blade Wolf DLC at all. I'm gonna be real, I am not talking about the Blade DLC because it was just mid. Like, there was nothing special about it. It was just Wolf becoming a free man, bro. It was just him talking to Mistral, finessing Mistral out of a remote and beating a boss, and that's it. My overall opinion of this game, DLC at least, honestly, Sam DLC was a 5 out of 10, if not probably a 4. Just because of that boss fight alone, bro. I'm sorry. Sam is my favorite character of the game entirely, but I'm telling you, this DLC made me hate his character for a little bit. Then I started liking him again once I heard that fucking theme song he has is still fire. I'm still pissed off they did not play that at all during the DLC. Like, come on, bro. You know, the only thing I know for real is one of the best songs in that game, and y'all still ain't play it, bro.
That's that real music, man. Come back home.
That would have made that DLC a 10 out of 10 if they just played that one song.
Yes, sir. This nigga spitting.
But we all know how it gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Y'all hoe us, you know. I'm gonna be real. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I editing this and I don't know what I'm talking about at all. But yeah, this game is 10 out of 10. The main story is, at least. I'm not the DLC. I'm not too sure about. But yeah, hope y'all had a great eating night, day, whatever it is over there. Hope to see y'all later.